Welcome back to Backyard Cars. And, alright, that guy's backing up. We're back on the Camaro. Of course, still on seats. But we're going to get this section knocked out today and maybe even get the seats in. So let me find my tools. I think they're behind me. Okay. Well, I tried to just copy the brackets for the other side, but apparently this side of the floor pan is totally different. So I'll have to... Yeah! Well, I thought that thing moved. Does it not move? Does it not go forward? Apparently not. Okay. Why would you want to work for me anyhow? What do we got way up in here? Imagine it's not metric. I think I've been through this before. What's weird is some of the bolts have been metric. So somebody's already been in here, because I don't think they started using metric tools and Chevrolets until after that Torx incident, you know, when they tried to swap everything to Torx bits. I don't know if y'all remember that. Went from standard to everything's built with a special GM Torx. And then the world just accepted Torx. And then GM said, we're going to end the Torx and we're going to go back with, what were they using? Standard. Maybe they went to metric. I don't even remember now. I just know that Torx failed. And this old seat here is just jerry-rigged in. Because these seat rails are from the passenger seat. Okay. Well, that was kind of crazy. I'm going to have 2 factory bolts. That's going to be sweet. I wonder if I could sell these seats. Probably not. Nobody wants these raggedy things. I don't know if you guys remember, but I disassembled both of the seats and made one good one. Well, good is relative. One okay one. One that would suffice. Get on out of here! Hey, hey! Fix my pants. Alright, what's in here? What's this? I don't even know. Q-tip, sweet. Oh, hidden under the floor hole. I don't want to patch no more holes like I did the other side, because that was a total debacle. I don't know, some of these are small enough, but I'm positive you go to hitting it with something. Yep. Well, this is not as bad as the other side was, but it's still not good. What's this? I don't even know. We got a huge hole up here. Sure do. Oh, wow. Well, that's definitely going to have to be patched. Yeah, we just put this tape on here just to, you know, keep it from getting too horrible. But it did anyhow, of course. We never made it over here, guys, but it does look like all my bolt holes are going to be good. That's always nice. Probably have to tap them and grind on this. That's great. Found out too the back window is leaking a little bit, so we'll have to pop the trim off and grind out the groove and see what's going on back there. Because I'm not pulling the window out until we got the back panel stuff ready to start being put in. So we'll have to jerry rig that just so it doesn't drip back here and restart all the problems we've had. I guess I'm going to start by getting a little scraper and try and scrape some of this old floor stuff off up here. This is just not good looking. Okay. That's horrible too. Now, I'm going to start by making sure that, oh there, I was looking for that. I need this. This is the thing that goes in the hole back here. Okay. Alright. So I think it appears like this one is definitely going to be alright. A little bit long, I guess. But let's just try and let's see if we can't mark something up here. We're going to call that one good. Then when we slice this, bend it down. That's actually looking pretty good right there too. That's pretty much marked up to the other side. Then this side here, that's where we center this. And then this one's gonna, well, we're gonna have to cut this in different spots, huh? We're gonna cut this one. We're gonna actually drop this one here. That's our cut to let us bend it down. That cut looks like it'll be good to let us fold back. We're gonna have to V that so that we got the wedgeinator. Right? Okay, we're good. So if we use that as our marking, I want to come to the inside of that about yay far. We want to be able to waller out the hole a little bit large, so that we got some adjustability in it. You know what I'm saying? And we can cut all that, you know, make our cuts, bend it back, come back, resize it. The other side worked out great. I got some little pieces I got to cut off another rails of these to make the brackets for the seat like you saw. And yeah. Alright. Let's try and top some of this floor insulation off because it's pretty raggedy. We're going to wire brush and rust reform a lot of this up here. If we can. Going to be a rather large piece, but I learned from the other side there is some things that you can do to make it a little bit easier. Those subframe pockets are probably shot. They're not. I already looked at that. First thing I looked at when I bought the car. And they're actually solid. It's everything else around it that's not. I think I'm going to take all this insulation off the tunnel here, and we'll just have to come back with something else. Man, they got screws and things in all sorts of spots, but it's not like we're in, you know, $1 million restoration here. We ain't getting 6 figures for the Gen 2 F body. I don't even know who would give 6 figures for a damn Gen 1 F body. I gotta be crazy. Well, I know they're crazy because I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. Seen the salesman convince people that it don't matter that it's not all original. And I just think to myself, fella, before you go spend, 6 figures on a classic car, be smart. Go get you one of them appraiser guys that tell you what it's worth. Classic car inspection when you're spending 6 figures is smart. I mean, it might cost you a couple thousand, but if you buy an F-body, a first gen F-body for 6 figures, well, that could cost you 40 grand. When you find out that it's not what you thought it was, that it's just an old repop Camaro, then you're in trouble. Then you spent 6 figures on a $60,000 car, and you lost your behind. I mean, if you're going to buy a $5,000 car, who cares what the classic car inspector says? It's a $5,000 car. But $100K? I don't think there's an F-body around that's $100K. I mean, at least nobody I know is paying $100K. They're paying $60K and looking for the fella who's dumb enough to give $100K. Dumb enough. That was a bad word. Let me take that back. Nobody's dumb. They're uninformed. You spend $100K. You spend $100K. Let's talk about this for 1 second. Let me get up in your face. If you spend $100K on an F-body of any year, we'll just say 69, because that's the most popular. If you spend $100K on a 69 F-body, please be sure that that car is original. It came out of the factory that way. It's been sitting in Tommy's warehouse, not being driven for 30 years. But he maintained it. He started it every month. Might have putted it around the property. $100K is a mint condition factory original Camaro from 1969. That's $100K. The cars you see selling right now that have been completely rebuilt with aftermarket parts, aftermarket bolts, aftermarket grill, steering wheel, it all looks original, but it's all aftermarket. That is a $60,000 to $80,000 car. It is not a 6-figure car. And you guys that are going out there, because you went to the new car dealership and you said it costs $100,000 to buy a Tesla, so you go and you say, I'm gonna buy a classic car, and you spend $100,000 on a repop 69 Camaro. Well, you should have bought the Tesla, fella, because you just gave $40K away for no reason. And if you think I'm joking, just before you spend $100,000, hit me up in the comments, and I'll send you to a guy who'll sell you 100 of those 69 Camaros for 40 grand tops. I'm just saying, guys. I know some of y'all got money and you want what you want, but it's not cool to overpay. And, when you leave the Cars and Coffee, everyone says, what a dummy. Not me. I don't think you're dumb. I think that you got had by a crook. But if you're going to spend $100K, go get you a classic car inspector. He's going to cost you $4. You're going to find out that car ain't worth it. You're not going to lose 40 grand. So you do it twice. You spent 8 grand. You got 68,000 in a Camaro that's worth $70,000. That's smart. When you leave the Cars and Coffee, they're going to say, man, that guy got a good deal. You spend $100K and well, they're sipping their coffee when you leave and they're laughing at you. And you don't even know it. So you're none the wiser. But who am I? Look, I'm dealing with junk, I'm dealing with junk, so you can take my advice or you can blow me off. I don't really care. I'm just trying to help you out. Me on the other hand, I'll be honest with you. Even if I was in the market, I'm not spending $60K on a Camaro. I'm gonna go buy one for 20 and, you know, do the little bit of stuff to it I need to do myself. And I'll have 30K in a $40,000 car. And I'll be happy. And made a good financial choice. I didn't just blow my hard-earned money. But like I said, who am I? I'm just some guy on YouTube, you know, halfway rigging cars together for fun. I think I need a hammer or something because my arm piece ain't wanting to get up underneath there. All right, let me go get a little mallet so I gotta get this piece up right here because it's kind of like right there where I'm gonna have to do some work. But up there looks good. I'm happy about that. Don't look like there's no holes up there. It looks like I'm just replacing this hole. I guess I gotta patch that. That little hole there probably. And I think the rest of it we can just some bed liner on. Or maybe even just put a piece of dynamite over that little hole. Seam seal from the bottom and undercoat, you know. I don't know. I saw the guy in the boat with the flex seal, or the boat with the screen bottom. I mean, if it makes you float around a lake in a screen, it ought to keep the fumes out from inside of the old Camaro. Huh? I don't know. Okay. Let me go get this. What was I going after? Oh, the mallet. Let me get that. All right. Mallet engaged. Well, that's nice and nasty. You know, too, it's not only the Camaros, it's the 1970 Chevelles. Same thing. I've seen them selling for $150,000. They're not that rare. I mean, guys, the salesman will tell you there ain't many of them, but, well, there ain't many of them that are still factory. But there's a lot of them that have been redone, and a lot of them that have been cloned. They're not $150,000 cars, again, unless it is the original. You know, low mile, came with AC, all that good stuff. But if you pop that hood and it has aftermarket air conditioning, well, you better check the VIN because it might not be an SS. And if the numbers don't match, it sure ain't 100,000. I mean, that's a numbers matching low mile, fully equipped, kept in Tommy's barn. Not the barn, actually, the climate controlled warehouse, you know, like one of Dale Jr.'s cars. That's $100,000, $150,000 Chevelle. Not the remanufactured one, fellers. That's a $60,000, $80,000 car. And you can tell me, you can say, well, you're wrong, it's only what someone will pay for it. And I guess in a way you're right. I mean, it's only worth what someone will pay for it. But if you keep overpaying, then that's what it becomes. And just slow down is all I'm saying. If you're gonna spend $100,000, make sure you're spending it on the right one. Same thing with the square bodies. Oh my Lord. Did we discuss the square bodies, or do we leave that for another video? Because these square body guys, I mean, I got one right here. I could be like everybody else and say that's a $10,000 car, but it's not. I mean, I've seen some of these guys asking $40,000 for a damn square body pickup. You're tripping, but somebody wants it. You know, somebody's gonna say, well, I'll give my hard-earned money. heard one guy tell me, it was a salesman, so you know, you take it with a grain of salt. But he said, well, they put in all this money and labor, and they say if they're going to do it, the people got to pay for it. Well, if that was the truth, if putting money into a car made it worth a lot of money, let me ask you this. If you put $20,000 into a Yugo, is that Yugo a $25,000 car? Or is it still a $1,500 Yugo with $20,000 worth of parts put on it? I mean, it's still a $1,500 Yugo, and although some people may say it's cool, they're not giving you 20 grand for it. I'm just saying, you know. And when you're talking about square bodies, I mean, woo! You could put a lot of money into it, you know. If it ain't a rare truck, they made millions of those things. Millions of them. And the chances of you finding a power window, power lock, AC, automatic, all the bells and whistles from 1976, you know, in mint factory condition, you know, that's rare, you know. They were work trucks and people worked with them. They didn't save them. They weren't driving to town rigs in 77. So when you get the truck that had no AC and roll up windows, and just because you put 40 grand into it does not mean that's a $40,000 truck. It means you're roughly $26,000 upside down. And that's okay. If you bought a house and you said all these houses in this neighborhood are worth $200,000, and is the bank going to give you $500,000 for one of those houses? Nope. I don't know. I mean, type it down in the comments. Tell me in the comments. Am I an idiot? I don't mind. I don't mind, you know, your opinion. Well, I got all the stuff off the floor, and I'm dying. It took about 25 minutes. But I got all the things, whatever you called that stuff, off and exposed all my holes and kind of beat on them a little bit to knock out as much of the stuff around them as I can. Now, let me get you, let me turn you around so you can see. Our lovely floor. Got all these little holes, and I'm probably going to try and, I don't know, I don't want to do all that crazy individual patching like I did on the other one, but I mean, I really have no choice. This tiny little hole here. Am I going to cut all this for one? I don't know. Same thing here. It don't make no sense. Here, it's going to be upside down, fellers, but let's take a peek. Oh, the sun is so bright. Can you see that? That's a pretty good amount of debauchery. I don't know. There's a big hole here. This should be a pretty easy patch. And I got a tiny little hole right up there that's probably going to be a pain. But everything else up there looked, and I beat and scraped, and it looks pretty good. And then our last piece, and I already knew this, I taped it. This is our last piece to uncover so we can figure out how we're going to fix these holes. But I want to tell you guys, listen, when you're going and putting your aftermarket shifters in or whatever, come on, just take a little bit of time and take care of things, you know? Just do a little bit of something right. I mean, why, if you already was in here, I guess after the fact, they probably took all this out and said, well, that's shot. And they'd be right. And I'm going to tell you that I'm going to do, woo, that's a good size hole. Well, we can get to the back of the tranny right there pretty easy, huh? I'm probably going to do the zip zap on this, you know, with the plasma cutter. cut that hole out a little bit bigger. And then I think I'm just gonna zip a license plate over that, you know, put some seam seal and zip down a license plate to cover this gap, because I don't feel like welding all this. I mean, by the time I get done doing the other stuff, am I gonna want to do that? Of course not. How bad is it everywhere? Well, I guess it's actually what you see is what you get, right? I guess what you see is what you get. It's ate up pretty good. Do I weld a patch over the top of that? Do I get up underneath there and put it in from here and zip it up here? Or do I just cut out as much of this cancer that's here and rust reformer and then some of that seam seal on there and then just zip a license plate right over that and let the license plate be what it is, right? That sounds like a pretty good idea. Looks like I missed a screw over here in my previous attempt at taking all this junk out. Okay, probably left it in there because it wouldn't, holes all wallered out and it won't unscrew. Oh, hey, come on. Thank you. We'll save on you. We might be able to reuse that. And it looks like the rest of the tunnel looks pretty good. So we got that hole, tiny hole up there, and then a bunch of little nickel and dimes back along here. Alright, well, I don't know. I'm already sweating now. I'm sweating pretty good. Now I gotta vacuum all this junk out of here, because when I get to, the next step is to wire wheel. And when you're wire wheeling with all this junk in here, it's shooting in your face and kicking all up into the atmosphere. And it just makes for a mess. So it's best that you vacuum, then wire wheel, then vacuum again. Seems counterintuitive, but you know, when you're trying not to breathe hantavirus and, you know, rust. I mean, I'm up to date on my tetanus, I think. I mean, it's probably been a while. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But I need a break, because I don't know if you can tell, but it rained this morning here in the FLA, and I think the humidity is like 250% now. I mean, if you just stand still, you start condensating like a cold drink. Oh, I need a cold drink. I need a cold drink. If, and probably not, I mean, out of the three of you guys that follow, I don't think any of you work for, you know, floor sound deadening company or a sheet metal company, or for the people who make carpets. I mean, how much is a carpet for this thing? No, it still leaks. We can't put carpet in it yet. Carpet. That's funny. This car will probably never see carpet. I see a lot of guys that are like, hey, buy my merch, and that keeps us from, you know, getting corporate sponsors, because I don't want corporate sponsors. And, well, I don't really care about corporate sponsors. And I don't have merch to sell just yet. I mean, I do, but no website to sell it on, and it's not a priority. I'm just having fun. But I have been sponsored. I mean, Alloy Works sent me a radiator for the Motley Carlo, and I did a little video sticking that in. And I'll tell you that I won't just take on anybody. I mean, I have some morals. I mean, let's be real here. I'm only going to do products. Even as we grow, I'll only do products that I'm going to use, you know. And I had researched Alloy Works before we ever worked together. And by the way, if you're going to go to Alloy Works and get a radiator, make sure you put in BYC in the code thing and get you a little taxes off or something, you know. If it still works. I mean, it's been a year. But yeah, I was already going to buy one. So it worked out good. I was going to test them out. They're the most cost-effective aluminum radiator on the market. So before you call Champion and spend $700, or what's the other one, Derail, you get a hold of Derail and Daryl, whatever that company is, and you know, that's $700. I think it's like 400 tops for the 4-core with the fans and all that stuff from Alloy Works, and I've been pretty happy with it. I'm not going to complain. For the cheapest, you know, aftermarket aluminum radiator on the market, I can't complain at all about it. It's done pretty good. I had to change the fans out because, well, the fans were a little slow, but no big whoop. Swap them out. She's been working great. So, I mean, I would work with anybody that I'm going to use. You know, if Holly called me up and said, hey, we want to send you a sniper, I'm going to do it because I buy Holly's stuff. I buy Edelbrock stuff. You know? I buy everything. Comp cams. I buy all the, you know, Brodex heads. If they said, hey, we want to send you a set of heads, I'm taking them. I'm doing a video because I would buy them anyway. So, that's how we are. I mean, that's how we roll. And if a company that I don't use calls me up and says, hey, we want to send you some things, I'm going to be honest with them and tell them that if it sucks, I'm going to tell everyone that it sucks. So don't send me something if it ain't good. Not about the money, what I'm saying. But, you know, some people are like, well, I want to do it like I've always done it. Well, I've always done it that way too, and when I go to put a carburetor on, well, I use Holly and Edelbrock, obviously, so why not? And if, I don't even know what brands, you know, do floor deadening. I don't even know, you know, Dynamat, but I hear that's real expensive. I'm sure there's another company that does this stuff, and I know they're not watching, but hey, if you're a competitor with Dynamat, send me some stuff and I'll do a video and I'll let them know what I think about it. You know, you might not like the review, but if your product's not good, don't send it. That's all I got to say about that. But I'll do corporate sponsorships if, you know, if you're not trying to get me to say something I don't want to say. I just got a couple 100 followers. They're not sending me nothing. They're like, hey, dude, it's not mutually beneficial. What that really means is, well, you don't have enough followers, and we're not going to get our word out there if we work with you. And that's a bit greedy. To be honest with you, I am the car guy for my group, you know. Everybody comes to me and says, hey, what is this? Or, my car's making a sound. It's going wooka 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 wooka. Like, I know what that is. I'm on the phone. You're like, hey, my car's going wooka wooka. What's wrong with it? Well, it's going wooka wooka, so something's wrong with it. But yeah. Okay, listen, I'm taking a break. That's all there is to it. I know nobody ever says that. They're like, we're going to get on to this next, and then they take a break. But I'm going to take a break. I'm going to get a sandwich, cold drink, and a little bit of AC before I come back out and vacuum, and then put on the mask and try not to get Hanta again. But we're getting there. I mean, I see like, I see a couple more hours. I mean, and the biggest mistake I see is that people buy these cars and then they put them in their garage. They've never built a car before, you know. They've tinkered. They might have changed a motor or transmission. But they take their car, classic they just bought, and they bring it into the garage and they tear it all the way down into a bunch of pieces. And then 4 years later, they still haven't put it back together. They never got to enjoy it. They got to move, or they lose interest. And then you lose your money because you got a disassembled car that nobody wants to try and, you know, figure out where you put the bolts and all that. So the best thing to do is just find one that's almost complete, get it running, and then just drive the dang thing. Just go out and drive it. And when the rest of the floor falls out and your foot's dragging, throw some metal over the hole then, and keep driving it until your passenger is dragging his feet. And then do that side. Don't tear it all the way down and never get to enjoy your car. So like right now, she's been down a week, which is okay. Sometimes people don't drive their cars for 2 weeks. But this time next week, she's going to have new seats in here and we're going to be cruising around again. And enjoying, the rust bucket that it is. And I like them rusty. It's character. They're rough around the edges, just like us. All right, let's try not to burn the car down. Cut out these couple little pieces in here. This ought to be fun. I don't think I got anything under here I got to worry about. I don't think so. That's nice and hot. Should probably be wearing gloves, I know, but I'm not. Right. We're not on fire? Let me make sure. No fire. Nope, I don't see no fire. Okay. Try to get that like 6 feet. Ow! I'm going to go ahead and plasma cut some pieces of metal out. Then I'm going to wire brush. That way, I just go through, step by step. I don't have to do back and forth and back and forth. This ought to be fun. Well, as you can see, I've got my brackets made. And they're professional, you know. Basically, I'm a certified YouTube mechanic, as you can tell. This is quality engineering and quality welding. You know, Dalton, Derek, Lance, you know, none of those guys got anything on me. Well, they probably would have done it a little. I got new hardware though, right? I mean, that's better than most. And that's only because the old hardware was too rusty to reuse. So, we're gonna finish tightening them down. And hopefully they're centered in the right spots. It should be pretty close to, you know, where they were when I took them out to paint them. I'm just saying, I'm skilled is all I'm saying. I wonder what those guys are doing today. Well, we know what they're doing. One of them's working on a truck, and I think one just hauled some stuff from South Texas. And I don't really know what the other one's doing, but I'm sure by the end of the day, we'll know. But I'm sitting in the Florida sun, cooking. Cooking. It's like 95 degrees, 150% humidity. And the sun is, well, it's like right over here. So it'll be coming through the windshield in a minute, really cooking it up like a sauna in here. Probably got, oh, I think I tightened all those down. So without avail, let's start getting some seats in here. And I don't know, I might be able to get them to go in where they were supposed to go. Maybe not. I mean, it is kind of jerry-rigged. Oh, can you see me? Probably not. Okay. That's normal for me. I think we'll do the back first. Oh, why do I feel like that one's not lining up over there? Probably because the track is not in the right spot. Of course. Where's my holes at? It's pretty close. You know, here's the one thing I gotta tell you. The Amazon seats are not bad, but, you know, buying ones that you can get the factory tracks for save you a lot of time, for sure. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot of time, because I spent a lot of time making those brackets. Probably shouldn't have, but it did. It took me a while. I was horn-foggled, or whatever you want to call it. Well, why can't you go in there? Let's just get all of them in and semi-tight before we go to moving around to... I'm missing one of the right size hardware. Apparently I miscalculated, or somebody stole one of them out of the box that I bought them from. So now I'm forced to just kind of go with it. I'll replace this one later. Probably not. I'll probably forget about it. Remember one day when the seat flips out. Okay, those are in there. Let's slide this back. So, okay, yep. Slide the track back, and are you going to line up for me? Did I put them in the wrong spots? What is going on here? Okay, that one lines up. Uh-oh. I think I'm going to have to... What did I do wrong? What is going on? Why is it not... Uh-oh. Did we fail? Is it... Ow! Well, that pinched my hand. Okay. I don't know what's going on. I got it. It was just a matter of moving it to the right position. You can't rush perfection. You just got to take it one step at a time. I said it. Perfection. All right. I had a visitor I had to go chit-chat with. Old Ed. So, I'm not going to be able to get this in here. So I probably should have grabbed a 1/2-inch wrench before I turned the camera back on, but I didn't. Can I just squeeze on it down here and get it? Can I get it to? Probably not. Maybe? I mean, sometimes. Nope, I'm gonna have to get a 1/2-inch wrench. Great. Alright, I got a fancy ratcheting wrench, which I'm not sure. I think this is the one that's broken. It's not broken, but it likes to jam on me. When you put too much torqueuses on it. Okay, yep. Nice and tight, huh? Okay. If you got like a pop-up air-conditioned shop, I could use it, guys. You know, just I saw a body shop tent for a portable spray booth. Inflatable. And I thought to myself, man, I'd do that with one of them little portable AC units. And then I got a pop-up shop. Okay, let's draw that back and slide on seats. Man, I tell you. You see, I'm melting. I'm melting in the heat. And that's okay. It's not really. I need to step my game up. Which way does this one go? I mean, what fun is working on cars if you're not sweating? You know, if you can't lose some weight while working on cars, it's not like I need to lose any, really. I need to gain some. I have a small landscape company that has had me super busy the last 2 weeks. And, of course, it's real hot, so I'm constantly sweating at work. So I just cannot keep the weight on. I know some of you fellers are like, man, I can't lose any weight. But if you got some spare to give, I could stand to gain a couple pounds back. I've lost 20 since the start of summer. Which way does this one go? Why are they all different? I know, because they're in different spots. Am I going the right way now? Sure hope so. Time lapse all this. All right. For once in my life, one part of the project is done. Maybe. Let's see if it moves all the way up and down like it should. All the way up, all the way back. Nice. Nice. Let me sit down. Oh, we need a little bit of recline on that. A little bit more. Okay, that's good. You all right back there? Go for a ride? Oh, I guess I gotta get the driver's seat in now. Might need to go inside into the AC for a 5 before I do that one. No, let me just get it done and quit complaining, you know? All right. Another one. Not in the right spot. Oh. Oh, those tracks are all the way forward. Okay. Okay, let's do the all the way forward ones then. I'll do the ones up front first. Where's my bolts? I know you can't see nothing. Oh, that almost knocked me out. Okay. Can we just, can I just, hey. Seat track, forward. Okay. Something ain't right. I don't know. This is a process. Really could use a hand. I mean, you guys are just sitting there in your AC, letting me sweat. That's pretty smart, actually. I'm going to do that in a little bit. When I'm done with this and I'm done editing and all that, I'll sit down in the AC, get something cold, and I'll see what the rest of you guys are doing. Probably smarter stuff than me, because I'm not the brightest of the crayons. For some reason, I like doing the hard stuff, the hard way. Is there an easy way? Is there an easier way? Hey, oh, where'd that go? Come on. You see that? All right. That's how it's supposed to be. See, I told you I knew what I was doing. Maybe I don't. Don't tell nobody. Just pretend I do know what I'm doing. I said pretend. I'm not asking you to lie. Just tell him, well, I think he knows. I mean, pretty sure. Listen, at least my car's run, you know? It says something. They might not look good. Well, the seats are bolted in with bed frame, but, you know, who's going to look underneath my seats? I know, everybody. Everybody does. Especially the guys at the Cars and Coffees. Pull in their little Miatas. And they're like, well, that car's rusty. Well, your Miata is a girl's car. You're driving a girl's car. I know. I shouldn't have said that, but I did. I said it. I said it. Is there cars for boys and girls? Yes, there is. I think. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I was always told that Mustangs were for women and Camaros were for men, but I don't know. I see chicks driving both everywhere. And some men that probably identify as females. Oh, I probably shouldn't have said that either. But again, I did. Because sometimes I say things. Yeah, I slid it back so I could do the front first this time. Don't fault me for it. Okay, well, that went pretty smooth. I feel like the seat ain't straight now. Oh man, did I just turn that thing on? Oh, okay. I think I gotta do something over here. No? I don't know. I don't think one of these sides, I don't think has a... That's the problem with the thing on one side, huh? No. See, there goes the ratchet. Not wanting to ratchet on me now. Ratcheting wrench that don't want to ratchet wrench. There we go. Put that in there. Something like that. All I'm saying, I don't know what I'm saying. All I'm saying is I need a cold drink. Look at me just pouring like I'm gonna fill the floorboards like a rainstorm. Okay, what's going on here? Can we just... I just want to know one thing, you know? You think Dalton would approve? I'm gonna have to say yes. Although that fella likes Fords, I think. He does a lot of Ford stuff. Tell you what. You guys are lucky they got garages. I'm just poor. I don't even have wrenches that work right. Let alone ow. Okay, what happened there? Probably gotta try to turn that one more time. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, let's give it a butt test. Let's put some hind end on this thing and see where we're at. Okay, that went way back. Oh, feels fancy. And that's almost done. You still hanging out back there? Come on up here. Come on up here. Let's examine this. Can you hear me? I said get up here. Let's examine these seats and... Oh, is this one even straight? Let's see. Oh, I'm like 4 inches away from the pedal. But my son is like 6'2", and he's the one who drives this car. I'm only 5'9". How many inches is that? What, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. That's 5 inches, and I'm 6 inches away from the pedal. Well, we'll call it 6. Let's see if it slides forward. I still can't reach the pedal? Okay, I can reach it now. Uh-oh. I'm not thinking he's gonna... Okay. It is what it is, you know. The fella said he wanted it where it was. That's... I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully he needs them way back. They probably could have been down a little lower, but I'll be honest with you, with what I got going on here, I don't know if I could have made them any lower. It's just brackets. It's just brackets. If it's not comfortable, we can redo the brackets. You're not up here yet. Come on. Get up here. Well, what do you think? Oh, let me get out of the way so you can see. Let me get my tools out of here. I got stuff back here. What do you think about that? It's pretty spiffy, huh? We'll cut to the before and after. So, I think that's we're not done yet. Actually, I have one finishing touch that I'm gonna have to put on here. Let me go put my tools up because everything's bolted in the best it's gonna get. All right, well, here we go. Nice jazzy seats, right? We are gonna put the back seat rear back on here, and we're gonna make some type of board, maybe an American flag or something, to stick up in the back dash, put the back seat on, and we're even gonna put those old bottoms, just set them down in here for now, because, well, we don't want to just leave, you know, holes like that in the floor. Yeah, you see the leaves in the trunk? That's great. We don't even want to open the trunk because it's horrible back there. But and we got it. I mean, it's the best it's going to be. Now we got 2 seats to sit in. No seatbelt for the passenger yet, so. But at least it looks like you can sit there. And all that good stuff. It's good transformation though, right? All right, let me get my finishing touch in. Let's check that out. And, you know, see what you guys think. And we still have this hole right there, as you can tell. And my son, this is his car. I know I said that 100 times. But he was born when I lived in wonderful Kentucky, South Central Kentucky, just on the north side of Fort Campbell. You know where that is? Little town called Lafayette, Kentucky. It's south of Hopkinsville. Anybody? I don't even think I have any subscribers in Kentucky. A couple in Tennessee's. But anyhow, I got this old Kentucky tag that I've bent, and we're going to stick it over this hole. And I'm going to seam seal around it before I put it in here finally, but we're just going to stick it in for now because I don't have any seam sealer. But we're going to seam seal that. That's what I was thinking. I mean, you can't just redneck an old car together and not put one license plate on the floorboard. So, and I know a lot of you guys, you're going to be proud of me for this. Because I don't want to go too tight and blow them jokers out. But, you know, I mean, you just can't be a YouTube car fixer if you ain't got at least one license plate screwed in. It's kind of the thing, isn't it? I don't know. Well, I'm gonna need a washer. Ain't that some stuff? Mattelli's going ham on me here. Why is that one? That other one went in. Why didn't? Ah. I'm gonna need a washer. Or some jazzier screws. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I centered that one too good. I needed to be off-centered a little bit, huh? Yeah, that's... might be too centered. What do you think about that? One Christian County, Kentucky tag. YouTube approved. Maybe. Maybe not. I mean, some of y'all still critique it. But I'm going to seam seal around it so all the exhausts don't come through there. What do you think? Type it down in the comments, you know. Was the tag too much? Was it not? I mean, that's where the poor youngin' was born at. I feel for him, but that's where we were living, you know, when I had a mess of kids. Because there's nothing to do in Kentucky but watch the grass grow, or, and you know what I choose? I choose the or. That's what we did. So, long story short, it's the bluegrass state, Kentucky. It's that friendly. It was pretty friendly. I'll give them that. It was friendly. And Tennessee was friendly and beautiful. But there's no work there, so I moseyed on back down to the FLA. Well, that's the interior. We finally completed it. And I gotta say, it's not great, but it's much, much better than it was. And it only took me 10 total hours. I had like 2 hours here, 4 hours over there, 3 hours here. It was way too long. That's all I'm saying about that. But it's done and it's in, and now we can comfortably sit in seats and ride. Maybe that seatbelt won't choke him out. Probably still will. But that's the price you pay sometimes. Well, I appreciate you watching. And maybe if you haven't, you go down there and hit the bell. And, you know, do the something. And maybe even leave a comment. Just for the fun of it. Now, I'm going to go inside and get a cold drink. Kick on my YouTubes. I'm going to do some editing on one screen and maybe see what Kevin's doing on the other screen. I know the old square body is... I got to get some tires for the front of that. And then I want to do a video taking it out in the woods. You know, we've done a bunch of stuff to it. And I haven't done anything since I got it running and got the bed back on it and got it out front. So maybe we take that out in the woods or something next and, you know, smash it through some trails. I mean, that's what you do with a 4x4, right? I mean, if it was a 2-wheel drive, maybe we just cruise it around, but it's a 4x4. Let's go run some trees over. Something. You ain't gonna get too far with them raggedy old tires, though, I'll tell you that much. But, like I said, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great, outstanding Memorial Day weekend. And my hat's off to all the current service members and all the service members that, you know, never made it back home. I'll be thinking about them all weekend long, thanking them for the freedoms that we have today. Until next time, get your car out of the garage and drive it and enjoy it. Just don't let it sit there anymore. Take care.